Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how to place your glass on your cross and get it prepared for grouting. Okay, first of all, the glass that's in your kit is tumbled, which means it's not sharp. So you don't have to worry about cutting your hands while you're working with this glass. Now in your packet, you have your template. Shows all your different colors and what the colors mean. And you're going to use this as you plan out your design, okay? Now, it's always best with this project to start with the inside out, okay? The inside cross, if you see, there's cut lines in this film and there's a cross within the cross, and that is to signify your relationship with Jesus. Jesus, once you accept him into your life, he now lives in you through the Holy Spirit, and every other relationship, everything you do flows through that, from that, out to your, down to yourself, out to others, and your relationship with God. This is how you will treat others. It always works best if you're flowing from the inside out. So do not do this like a puzzle. You know, we tend to do puzzles and we do all our edges, and then we're left with some funky spaces that we can't fill. So it's really better for this project to start on the inside and work your way to the outer edge of the cross. Now, this cross, if you put it on your outline, this inside line is the outside of the cross. So when you're planning, if anything goes beyond into that heavy, thick outline, it will hang over slightly, which is actually okay. And it actually looks kind of cool, but most of your piece should be on the cross, tacked down really, really well. You know, as you see in this one, there's some pieces hanging over a little, but most of the piece is on there. Most of the piece is on there. So that will be, those will stay in place. So that's okay. And you're going to like the way that looks. You're going to like the way that looks later on. Now your spaces, whoops, your spaces in between your pieces, those are your grout lines. That's where grout's going to go. The more important thing about that, the most important thing about that really is consistency, so that you're consistent. You don't want these big, wide, empty spaces when all the other pieces are, you know, next to each other in a uniform way, okay? Grout is like sand. It gets in every little crack and crevice. So if your pieces are super close together, it'll get in there, okay? It'll get in there. Okay, so now you're going to start just planning out your design. And I've already got this one planned out, so I'm not going to dwell too much on this, but you know, plan out your design on here. And when you've got it all figured out, like I do on this one, now the task is to get it onto here. Not always so easy. It doesn't always work exactly as you see it. Again, remember the pieces going on your darker edge will hang over, okay? So we're gonna start. It's actually a good idea to take a picture of this before you start moving your pieces onto here, okay? That's just helpful. All right, once you're ready to move your pieces, now you can remove your film. All right, your film, I like working with tweezers. Yeah, we can get at it. There we go. Don't throw this away. You might need it later. Let me get the film off. Now, once your film is off, the product underneath is called Muscle Bound. And this product is called Muscle Bound. It allows you to put your pieces down without using glue. So there's no mess, which I like that. Cleaning up when you use glue is a big part of a Mosaic project. And when you eliminate that, you eliminate a lot of work. Okay, so now that you've removed this film, you got to be careful not to let papers touch it or your hair touch it or your clothes touch it, because it is super tacky. You will compromise the tackiness of it if you start letting it touch other things. Okay, I'm going to move this over. Make sure that your hands are clean, okay? Wash your hands really good before you begin moving your glass onto here. Now, oils from your hands and lotion from your hands can keep your glass from sticking onto the muscle bound. Okay, so when you're transferring this over, again, this is the challenge. It depends on your design. Like on this design, I started with the inner because it's so prominent, okay? Now when you're transferring it over, if you have pieces like this that you know that's gonna go there, now that was slightly hanging over, so I'm gonna let it hang over slightly, and I'm not gonna press it down yet, okay? Because it can be moved. It does go down pretty quick, but you know, it can be moved if you need to. Now you don't want to press it and yank it up. Now you have compromised the tackiness, but just super lightly put it into place. So I'm going to start with these pieces here, and I'm going to work my way to the, actually I'm going to do the inside next, because my inside is my next prominent piece. Actually, this one's pretty prominent. I know where that one goes, so I'm going to put that one where it goes. It was in a little bit. This piece is pretty prominent. It's hanging over the edge, so I'm going to put that piece in place. I really like working with tweezers, so if you have a pair of tweezers, I just find this to be super helpful, especially because this product is so tacky. Okay, this piece is pretty prominent. There we go. And then this one next. So kind of work your way around. Okay, this one's prominent. There. This one, my pieces moved around slightly. And this one. Okay. All right, the rest of them are smaller. I'm going to now go to the middle, and this piece is right in the middle. That's important. I want that there. And then these radiate out from it, so I am going to put that one in place. And that one there, and then this one. Okay. Now I'll shift it a little. See, that's going to happen as you go and transfer this. So that's why taking a picture is helpful. It's not going to go back exactly as you planned. So just, I'm going to just tell you that right now. It never goes back exactly as you plan. Okay, so now I've got the main pieces. Now I know this one is next here, so I'm going to go in there and put that one in place. And then I'm going to put these guys in place. And again, I am not pressing down at all on these. I am going to do that later once everything, again, if it hangs over slightly, it's okay. Most of that piece is on there. I'm going to move that over a little bit. Just back it up a little bit. I think that'll be good. And this one goes hanging off over there. And then this one. Okay, all right. Now I'm going to, this one was next. Okay, remember, I didn't take a picture. I didn't do what I'm telling you to do. And then this one. And then I'm going to cut the video and finish it and show you the finished product. Okay, so I got my cross in there, really. Those are my main pieces. This one here was next. That one went there. And this one also went there. Okay, all the rest of the pieces, if they don't fit exactly, don't sweat it, okay? But I'm gonna stop the video, I'm gonna finish it, and then we're gonna come back. Okay, now I've got all my pieces transferred over to the cross. And as you can see, they didn't go back exactly as I had planned. These are the pieces that didn't make it in here. I think I had the pieces too tightly planned on my template here. So got a lot of extra glass here. You can do whatever you want with it. All right. Also, something I forgot to mention, some of the glass has a lot of texture to it. If you're working with a piece of glass like that, now, you know, always put the smooth part down. Otherwise, it won't make as much contact with all those raised edges, okay? Now, this is a cross that I started and I didn't have time to finish. So if that happens to you, this is why you're saving these. Just go ahead and cover the section back up until you're ready to go back to it, okay? All right, once you're done with all your pieces in place and you like where they're at, now you're gonna press very firmly down on everything, making sure, especially all those little pieces, making sure they are making really good contact with the muscle bound, okay? Just press. All right. And now you're going to let it sit for a day, 24 hours. It'll cure the whole thing and really make sure each piece is grabbing, and then you're ready to grout. So look for the grouting video.